Okay. Hello everyone. First, thanks for Carol's invitation. I am very excited to be here today to share about my experiences and thoughts about what am I doing about immersive entertainment these years. And we'll share about some key points, how to designing a mechanism system of live action role-playing game that I summarize myself. Um, 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 yeah, I am Hanxi Li. I just finished my master degree major in sustainability management in Columbia University. And in the year of 2020, I co-founded Yiming Jingren, which is a company that specialized in developing immersive entertainment and education shows in the cities of Beijing, Chengdu, and Chongqing in China. The first show I built is a 180 minutes live action role play game hosted in about 10,000 square feet studio that mimic a town from the Ming Dynasty China. The show has multiple themes, including patriotism, detective stories, and Chinese wuxia, a setting of fielding material arts factions. And we are also providing different levels of freedom for students as well. The game is open-ended with many different endings, with many different storylines. In the first year since its opening in the year of 2021, we hosted over 10,000 players. And we have a short film that we took inside of our workshop with all of the actors. I can show with you guys.
公子如此情况，是因何事？
岂不有妖狐出没？
妖狐，公子口中的妖狐，是我？
Because of its success in experimental learning, we won a Golden Award given out by the China Cultural and Entertainment Association under the aspects of the mystery of culture. In addition, we also collaborated with Yuan or the Old Summer Palace in Beijing to transform one of the commercial streets in the palace ruins into an immersive educational showcase and workshop for the restoration of historical artifacts. Through live performances, 3D visual effects, and augmented reality technologies, we were able to resurrect historical artifacts, offering spectators a glimpse into the restoration of cultural relics. Relics. It attracted over 4,000 attendees in just 2 days. So these endeavors reinforced my realization of the significance of education through entertainment, and even strengthened my desire to pursue advanced studies in the area of communication and education. As the pandemic waned, I returned to my studies in sustainability management at Columbia University. Driven by the recognition that the sustainability transition is both urgent and crucial for our survival, I wished to do my part by leveraging immersive entertainment and advanced technologies to increase environmental and sustainability awareness of Generation Z, who would have to bear the brunt of the impact from climate change. In this pursuit, we launched a new space, 8, in Chengdu, earlier in the year of 2023. 8 features an 80 minutes immersive film set in the year 6216, and it serves as an immersive educational hub that centers around post-pandemic reflections on the relationship between humanity, nature, and the universe. Here is also a short video we took in the workshop. Actually, we are now working on a brand new immersive musical in conjunction with LARP on the theme of Mulan. But because of the limitation of time, today I would like to focus on the mechanism system of a live action role play game. I think if anything else makes a LARP perfect, the mechanism system is the skeleton of LARP games, and it is indispensable. Also, good mechanism systems enable a better business model for LARPs, helping designers replicate and iterate on the content more quickly. So here is today's agenda. We will start from the preface and policy, then goes to logic line, design concept, player types, mission grading, optimization, data collection, and finally it's about the NPC friendship level. The mechanism system is crucial in any game. It can be linked to the creation of universal rules by a deity or the formulation of laws and doctrines by a king. Its fairness, uniformity, comprehensiveness, and feasibility directly determine whether it can be smoothly and effectively operate. As the mechanism system of an LARP game, we also need to pay attention to one aspect, that is playability. The mechanism system as the backend framework of the game is like the algorithms behind a network game. If there are an exclusion errors, bugs may occur, directly affecting the player experiences or even leading to a complete system crash. Therefore, a complete mechanism system requires designers, implementers, and experiencers to brainstorm together, continuously optimizing and updating. Since the product we are developing is a live action role-play game with full freedom, players will interact with others in the most
我没有听明白你的意思，请再说一遍好吗？
in the most since the product we are developing is a live action role-play game with full freedom, players will interact with others in the most unrestricted manner. At the same time, we also hope that all actors will interact with players in a stage of higher freedom. The role of the mechanism system is to minimize the restrictions, impacts, and costs imposed on actors by the game, thereby providing all players with a fair and exciting experience. Here is the main logic line of a live action roleplay game Ming Dynasty, designed by myself. As we can see that the logic line is describing all of the public events, group events that will happen from session 0 to 180 minutes, which is the end of the game. It gives us a clear picture of how the game is influenced by different choices of players, then leading to multiple endings. For example, here, we designed 8 endings in this Ming Dynasty theme that players are supposed to join the show at least 8 times in order to understand the full story. So from my experience, it is necessary to fix a firm logic line first, then add specific plots inside based on the story background.
我没
Our primary goal is to provide players with a sense of experience and participation regardless of their player type. However, our higher level goal is to cater to each player's unique enjoyment based on their player type. So according to Richard Bardo's player classification model, RPG players are divided into the following 4 types. Sorry, I think it should be this page. Oh, sorry. Yeah. When designing the mission system for a live action role-play game, we need to consider and learn following key concepts together. First is comprehensive coverage. From the basic design stage, we need to cater to all regular types of players and give them a sense of experience and participation. Second, designers need to attention to detail, which means they have to pay attention to characters, mission details, backstory, worldview, and so on. So we need full empathy when constructing all these details, which would together determine success or failure of the game. The third one is adaptability. Designers should prepare contingency plans or creating temporary solutions for non-conventional or special players and responding promptly. Last but not least is observation. Designers are supposed to understand how to observe and proactively guide players and providing possibility for actors to find player stages and needs at any time. Yeah, here is the player type. Our primary goal is to providing players with a sense of experience and participation, regardless of their player type. However, our higher level goal is to cater to each player's unique enjoyment based on their player type. So according to Richard Bartle's playing classification model, RPG players are divided into following 4 types, which we could learn from this for LARP game as well. The first one is achievers, which means players who enjoy achieving personal or collective accomplishments, seeking glory, and are highly competitive. The second one is explorers, are players who enjoy interacting with the game world, exploring exclusive areas and known territories and hidden storylines. And the next one is socializers, are players who enjoy interacting with game characters or other players, engaging in deep discussions about interesting aspects. The last one is killers. They are players who enjoy disrupting order, creating sudden and unknown events for game characters or players, and even deriving pleasure from disrupting the experience of other players. So by understanding and catering to these different player types, we are able to create a more engaging and immersive gaming experience for everyone involved. The basic job functions of professional LARP game actors, including a constant emotional management, accurately and objectively convey information, observe and guide players appropriately, distinguish player types, and always remain in character, generate content autonomously within reasonable limits. And they are supposed to pay attention to task, refinement, and individual achievement, avoiding unnecessary wandering. Based on our fundamental goal, the basic job functions of professional LARP game actors, including a constant emotional management, accurately and objectively convey information. Oh, sorry, I think this is the. Oh, sorry. Should be the next page. The mission. Yes, this page is right. Based on our fundamental goal of providing all players with a sense of experience and participation, the key to achieving this goal is reasonable feedback. Players need to feel that the time they invest in missions is reciprocated, either materially or emotionally, for them to perceive the efforts as valuable, thus preventing a decrease in their psychological expectancy curve. But here lies a paradox. From the player's perspective, the more time they invest in mission, the higher corresponding psychological expectation becomes. However, from our perspective, if a player takes a long time to complete a mission, we often assume that they are either progressing too slowly or have switched to other tasks maybe midway. Therefore, we need to quantify missions along two dimensions, which are basic difficulty. The other one is narrative importance. When the narrative importance is high, the degree of time feedback should be reduced. Conversely, when the basic difficulty is high, the degree of time feedback should be increased. This leads to our core mission design philosophy, that is, reduce difficulty for narrative-related tasks to ensure fluidity while maintaining varying difficulties for other tasks to ensure authenticity. And so I classify mission difficulty into 4 levels in my workshop. That is A, B, C, and D, and narrative importance into 3 level, which is functional public mainline, functional public setline, and the last one is recreational unrelated missions. Just like online RPG game, they require backend data collection for updates and optimization. The data of LARP game is crucial for both players and actors' experiences. Since we cannot automatically collect data with algorithms like online games do, the stage manager will fill out the stage manager backend data collection form after each session and keep it archived. It requires everyone's cooperation in data collection. To collect more data for later optimization and refinement, the 3 leading actors must report progress under the reminder of the stage manager. And all actors need to report the frequency of queuing phenomena in their rooms. When props are lost or stolen or snatched by actors in the scene, cooperating with the stage manager is required. So the last part I want to talk about is about the friendship level. Actually, friendship level refers to the natural internal approval level that each character feels toward the players or other characters when immersed in their roles, based on initial settings and subsequent interaction. Friendship level is a fluctuating value that changes in real time based on the interaction between the players and the characters. Friendship level is only bound into individuals, and the higher the friendship level is, the more difficult it is to increase in the level or the later it occurs. The difficulty of friendship level is directly proportional to the difficulty of actions such as giving resources, deepening emotions, assisting in tasks, or initiating personal storylines, and also maybe some unlocking hidden Easter eggs. Yeah, here is an example of the the friendship level quantification form of the theme Ming Dynasty I did myself. In this form, we can see that the difficulty level of interactions with NPC is quantified using an equivalent friendship level. The friendship level quantification form is necessary for every LARP game, I think. All of the correspondence benefits should be logically designed based on the storylines and missions. In the meantime, each NPC is supposed to remember his or her correspondence benefits towards two different groups. In this form, we can see that there are two NPCs, and they have their own initial states for different group of players, as we can see from the red and yellow box. As the friendship level goes up, their correspondence benefits are moving to right based on the form. We can see that. Yes, and that is basically all for today. I hope this may offer you some help when designing a live action role-play game. If you want more information in details, welcome to reach me out on Discord, and feel free to have any questions or comments. Thank you.
Incredible. Are there questions that people want to have? Maybe people could raise their hands to ask questions.
Hi, Hanxi, thank you
Hi.
for the presentation. I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on what time feedback means. Is that like a way of adjusting how long it takes,
Oh,
basically?
yes.
Or-
You mean the time feedback for the missions?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like we design for a mission, if it should, we design it for players if they have to spend maybe a very long time to do that missions. So that means we should give like more feedback for the missions that would need more times to do.
Like hints?
Sorry?
Like a hint, like the actors say something?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
hints.
cool.
Yeah, hints.
Thank you.
Maggie?
Hello, thank you very much
Hi.
for your presentation. I have a question. Can you give some examples of the mechanisms that you were mentioning in the beginning, like the gameplay mechanisms upon which your games are based?
You mean the mechanism logic line?
Yeah, you said in the beginning, like it's important for the lab to choose to design the mechanisms in certain ways, and I kind of wonder what are examples of mechanisms that you use? What is the actual gameplay and the interactions like in your
I think
experiences?
yeah, I think maybe for me, the mechanism system is really have a strong relationship between the business model that you want. Because like for example, for this theme, the Ming Dynasty, the primary goal is that I want the players come multiple times. For this is so I designed this mechanism system to allow the players come at least 8 times so that they can see the whole picture of my story. And you can design the mechanism system, I think, based on your like what you want to do. I think
And what is it that the players are actually doing?
actually doing.
What are they
That
doing?
would based on your story background, I think.
So can you give an example of something that the players are doing in one of your experiences?
For example, one of the character in this theme, the goal of this theme is to find like who is her father, her parents actually. And but it's not very easy. Like for this the whole game, like 180 minutes, she is doing this thing. So this mechanism system is it just shows the way how to achieve this final goal. But if you want some details, I think you can talk with me after this, because it's really hard to describe that clearly in just like few sentences. I don't want misleading you.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Oh,
Celia?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you so much. What an amazing presentation. I'm really, really awestruck by your work.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to China next month, and I would love to get
Oh,
some
really?
from you as
If you
to.
come to Beijing, I can show what am I doing now.
Great, I will be there. What I'd love to ask you is, since you have been going to school at Columbia and you've also been making work in China, I wonder if you could share any insights you have about what some of the differences are between what's happening in the Chinese space and what's happening in the US.
Actually, there are so many different for example, like actually I really love, like 10 years ago when I like first come to US, not 10 years ago, like I went to New York City and went to see the Sleep No More, and I was so inspired by that. But at that time China didn't have this kind of show. And they are all the traditional shows, but 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 now I think the shows in China, they put more money on the AR VR, like the new technologies. But I think for the US, they will spend more time on the actors. That is the biggest difference between US and China.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Sammy?
Hi.
Hi.
So I love data collection. It's one of my favorite things. And seeing and hearing the stage manager, or we use either our actors or people that we call referees. But what kind of mechanisms do you use for that reporting, like technology, et cetera? Because I have a lot of trouble getting people to write the reports, and so I'm wondering what you use to collect that data.
So you mean by
If they're observers observing players, behaviors, and then they report back so that we can create comprehensive net of what is happening in play. The question is, what technology do you use to collect that data? Because we have been using, is it just like a report where someone comes to you and says, this is what's happening? Or is it through electronic data collection?
Actually, it's just a report, not through technology.
Yeah, that's what we found too. That's what they're most willing to do.
Right.
I'm trying to find something
because I think, yeah, for RPG or like LARP game, it will happens like something that you like everything could happen. So yeah, a report will be more accurate.
That's yeah. Do you store those report? Who's like, what I'm guessing is what I guess sponsored by Airtable. Thanks, Kara. I was gonna say the storage place of those reports. We've been struggling to find technology that would be effective, but
yeah,
I think it sounds right. They've mostly just been taking them in person and then writing them down, but it's been interesting.
Yeah, that is what we are doing now.
Okay, same. Well, makes sense then. That's good and validating.
Right.
Can I add something here? Because I think that's a really good point. And I think that so I actually made a point in my first show to actually treat sorry, my dog is going crazy, to treat the actors as data collection instruments, because I'm an ethnographer. And I think that qualitative information, sorry, coming from the actors is incredibly useful, and I think it's sort of underexploited, underutilized.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the best eyes that we could possibly have, but I know, I'll be quiet.
Any other questions? Hi, Isabel.
It's me again.
Hey.
Are there any like particularly cool or that you like the most, like props or set elements that you have in these games? Because having a whole village that's very elaborate, but I can only imagine that there might be some like key items for some of the missions. So I'm wondering if you have any of those that you really liked.
Okay, actually, because the first workshop I designed is based on some Chinese history, actually. So if you say some props, I think it is highly has very like it's just about some Chinese culture. So I don't know how to describe, but actually I have that we draw a picture by myself and we'll give it to the designers and to ask whether um, they could do that or not. That I can show you some pictures. Yeah, after this. Hi, Carol.
Hello. Thank you
Hello.
so much for your talk. Your work is so inspiring and so cool. And it's amazing to see like the next generation of like creator who is doing amazing work in this phase and in this space. I am curious. I mean, you had this 10,000 square foot warehouse. That's an enormous amount of space. How long did it take to do that build out? Like, how did you plan like the production of this? Because it's so enormous.
Yeah, actually, because of the pandemic, at that time I was an undergraduate school student, and then I go back to China. I think I have to do something. Then I just planned it for about half a year, and it takes about a whole year. Yeah, it's about a whole year to finish all of these things.
It's so impressive. It's so impressive.
There are a lot of back and forth because we have to change a lot of things during the process.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But I have to say this, we have a very bad business model for this workshop. I don't want to talk about it because you just
understandable. Totally understand.
And yeah, and we spent about like $1.5 million for this workshop, and I don't want to say more about this.
Heard.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hello, Risa.
Hi.
Hello.
As with everybody else, I am super blown away by your work and like stunned in the best way possible. And I guess my question was, I mean, obviously you had some amazing collaborators with this because I mean that was I just can't even. I mean, everything. I'm still thinking about like the robot hand with the other one. I mean, and everything from the set, even just the cinematography. And I guess I was just wondering, do you tend to work with like the same people on every project, or are you always working with new people? And how did you get like used to, like developing your voice in relation to other people and collaborating with them?
Oh, okay. Actually, we have three main designers in our team, which we will always work together for like every workshops. But for the like photographers or some other like that robot stuffs like that, all of these kind of things, we will change the teams based on different cities.
Wow. And so you have to explain to new people like what.
Right.
Wow. That's
And we have
amazing.
to find out who can give us a kind of cheaper price. But that is the key point.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you found great people.
Thank you.
Hello. Fantastic presentation.
Thank
Your work's
you.
very exciting and inspiring. I guess my question is more about market. I haven't really looked at the Chinese market. Have you evaluated what kind of interest there is in these sorts of experiences and what kind of cross sections do you see coming together?
I started doing this. It's in the year of 2021. At that time, the market in China is more like the room escape. But for now, nobody go to that room escape, and people will go to the RPG or immersive theater like that. But the price they can take is become lower than 2 years ago. Yeah.
But
Actually,
it is
I think the
common,
market is shrink.
excuse me, but it is sort of a common thing. I mean, how do you sell it? What do you call it when you invite people to these experiences?
Sorry, what do you
What
mean
do you
by?
when you sell this to your audience? What do you tell them they're attending? Do you call it theater?
Okay, we will call that immersive theater like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Mine's quick. How many actors do you employ for this giant?
Actors?
Yeah.
We go to universities.
How many of them are there?
In the first workshop, the Ming Dynasty,
Mhm.
it's about 17 for total.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was gonna sort of following up on the previous question about the market or how you sell it to people. I'm just sort of curious about where the customers for these experiences, you know, in the United States, LARP often comes from. A lot of people come to it from a certain like tabletop game background, or a few people come from a video games, and some people, especially for I think the kinds here, come from a theater background. So the people who come to pay for these experiences, are there other hobbies or pastimes that a lot of them share? Like, are they coming from very different places, or are a lot of them from the same kind of like hobbyists or friends who all like to do the same kinds of things?
Yes, I think the condition is similar in China, and the age like the age of the people who come to our workshop is between 17 to 40, and the most of them are undergraduate students, and they all have a lot of friends that have the similar hobby, like go to some theaters or like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Hi, Garland.
I'm curious with the 8 endings. I know you mentioned that you know, you want them to come back 8 times, experience everything. Is there any way for like within the experience or that you've given them for the audience or players to keep track of which endings they've already experienced? Or is that just kind of something that like, okay, I know I did that already, so I'll try something different this time?
Yeah, most of them want to try something different.
Okay. Yeah.
But I know some of them, the reason why they come back again is about the actors. Yeah, and that is a very big point.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
I meant to raise my hand first. I forgot. Now that I'm here, can I just go? Okay, no objections. Okay, so I'm curious about Scenic, and I know you don't want to talk about costs, and we won't do that. But are there a lot of companies that do that sort of thing over in China? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think we're the biggest RPG game in Beijing.
That makes sense. And you've built, like you said, but for the building of the village and all of that. I mean, that's
it's a village.
Are there companies? I mean, I assume there's companies that you work with to help do that, or is that internal?
No, we all design by ourselves.
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
We draw
That's
that
incredible.
All the rooms, all the like even the small stuffs, we all design by ourselves.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you. Okay.
So we're taking a field trip to China. Is that what I'm understanding?
I am.
I'm going to start taking Mandarin classes immediately.
Right. Exciting.
Excellent. Any
else?
further questions?
You want to read the diagrams? I can show you the diagrams, but I should translate to English first.
I mean, this is a great example, though, of the script format, right? Is that I was looking at that and I was like, wow, I drew diagrams that looked exactly like that for digital games in the 80s. So I think sharing a document like that with the community would be super, super helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got another one for you. Maybe I missed it. Could you describe your core team?
The core team?
Yeah, did you create this all by yourself?
We have 3 people in the core team, and we design that together, whether the storyline or the story background, or like all of them, we design that. We have 3 people.
Did you have different roles or jobs or did you all
Yeah.
just sort of contribute anything?
For this workshop, we decided everything together because this is the first one and we don't have any experiences before.
Very good, thank you.